As the oldest child in my family, going to St. Edward's School, middle school was big for me. I've never been nervous and excited at the same time. Each teacher was new to me, and I had no idea where the classrooms were. When I got to school, I was excited because my locker was next to one of my friends. That first day was such a battle trying to find my classes and where to sit. That first week of school was so much fun, and I was excited about my major and minor classes. In 6th grade, we had to take chorus, art, theater, and band. 6th grade theater is what made me fall in love with theater. Throughout middle school, I have been in 4 productions. This is the reason I picked a stage as my board. I chose the stage because I like acting. Acting has been a major part of my life since I was casted in the musical Schoolhouse Rock Live in 4th grade. One motivational quote that stood out to me on the stage is "Your limitation is only your imagination" by Tony Robbins. This stood out to me because nothing is going to hinder me as long as I have my imagination to guide me. When it comes to life, some people only see one way. They don't look beyond their way and see what they said or did to affect that person. In acting, you get to portray characters who are very different than yourself. You get to take a walk on their shoes and see their perspective on something. Throughout 6th grade, physically, I have participated in cross country, basketball, and baseball. In cross country, Mr. Hurley has taught me to push myself to as far as I can go and never give up. With this attitude of mine, I enjoy it when Mr. Hurley would push me to the fullest. For basketball, my dad was the coach. He is always pushing me during basketball practices to do your best, and that was very motivational at the time. The last sport I did in 6th grade was baseball with Coach Bear. Coach Bear is probably my favorite coach of all time. He loves to see improvements, and it pays off during the games. He pushes us and makes us put the hard work and dedication into everything we do. I also did a production during 6th grade called Midsummer's Night Dream. My favorite part of this play was to meet everybody else who enjoyed doing theater. After every production, on the last show, the entire cast would have a cast party until 11 o'clock. As soon as 7th grade came, and I was ready for anything anybody threw at me. Mr. Hurley pushed us harder as 7th graders because he had bigger expectations for us. In basketball, my dad pushed our team to be the best we can, and we beat most of the 8th grade teams when we were only 7th graders. The last sport I did was baseball, and Coach Bear made us work. The first play I did in 7th grade was The Three Musketeers. My role in this play was to pretend to be a drunkard and to fight 2 of the musketeers at once. I beat them, and it started a whole fight in the bar. The second play I did was Once Upon a Mattress. This part, I was a guard for the kingdom. For my 8th grade sports, I did cross country and basketball. In cross country, I learned a lot from Mr. Hurley, and if you want something, you have to push for it. When I was playing basketball for 8th grade, the team only lost 1 game to Pine due to a lucky half-court shot. We ended up beating Pine in the tournament and won the conference championship. For 8th grade, I did one play, The Sound of Music, and I was very excited about this play. My name in the play was Kurt, and I was one of the Von Trapp children. This was one of my favorite plays of all time. When I was doing sports, it kind of relates to my quote, "Your limitation is only your imagination." Only I can decide how good I want to be at something I work at. 6th grade was a whole lot different than lower school, and we got a laptop that we can bring home and then back to school. We were given a lot of work in middle school compared to lower school. 6th grade was incredibly hard with the global expedition project we had to do. I met a few of my friends through academics in school. In 7th grade, I took my first midterm for Chinese. It was very stressful. We had to sit in a room for an hour or more and take a long test over the first semester. In 8th grade, I had to have a midterm for all of my classes in the same week. My academics tie into my board because I was trying my hardest in every play, and I realized you need to try your hardest in everything you do. Your limitation is only your imagination. At the start of 6th grade, this statement was not going through my mind, but near the end of 6th grade, this message came to my mind and I thought I could do anything. If I could give myself advice in 6th grade, I would tell me to always ask questions when you need help and that your teachers are always there for help. My middle school friend group has been like a roller coaster. It's been always very surprising to meet new people and how interesting it is to hear people's stories and what we have in common. In school, I had the same friends as in lower school. Throughout 6th to 8th grade, it stayed about the same, with people joining and leaving the school. In 6th grade, I became active in Boy Scouts outside of school. I met a bunch of people and we all have bonded during the scout meetings and especially when we go camping. I love going to the summer camps with my friends and seeing which classes we can take together. I've also met a lot of friends through summer camps and when I go on trips. I'm always still in touch with all of my friends. I've also met a lot of friends doing theater. I love bonding with my friends for a few months and then putting all of our emotion out on the stage as if we were free. My board is a stage because I love to act, especially with my friends. For my inner self, I love participating in Boy Scouts. There is a social part of Boy Scouts, but there is also an independent part. I have to record how much I exercise, and I have to learn how to cook with the achievements if I want to rank up. Once you do all the requirements for one rank, you have to do a Scoutmaster conference with the panel of Scout leaders. The Scoutmaster will quiz you and see if you can remember all the requirements. Boy Scouts has helped me being social, meeting new friends, taking responsibility for all types of tools, but also with leadership. Some of the pictures on my board are pictures of me at Boy Scout camps. I love how much bonding experience there can be with Boy Scouts and how much you can learn. Boy Scouts makes me happy to be able to see my friends, be interesting, and to be courageous. With all my physical, academic, social, and inner self, with everything, my limitation is only my imagination. I would like to thank all of my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade teachers for being there for me and always being so open and honest with me. I would like to thank my mom and my dad for always being there and being so open and for always treating me with kindness and respect. Thank you guys for making me try new things and being very adventurous. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't know what I would have liked and how I would have been here where I am today. I would also like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Baker for always making me feel so welcome to the theater from when I first performed in 4th grade to now. It has been my favorite after-school activity, and I love getting a part in the plays. I've done a lot with friends, and I've done a lot by myself. I love to go back and see how much I progressed from 6th to 8th grade. Your limitation is only your imagination. It means nothing can stop you except your imagination. If you have a wild imagination like me, nothing can stop you. Next year, we are going to start high school, so the takeaway message to the class of 2024 is let your imagination guide you towards reaching your full potential. Thank you for listening to my presentation.